Well, I think the biggest thing is I see the potential. I see the great people here, the great folks that are working downtown, the great environment. Bourbon County, horses, history, hospitality. We've got bourbon, we've got horses, we've got great agricultural communities. It's something that we really need to share. So I just think that all of us working together can hope to start to revitalize Paris, downtown Paris in particular, bring folks back to Bourbon County. We'd love to see them here. Well, I think when we talk about infill development, we start to talk about empty or blighted properties. When I think of infill development, I think of what we've already got. We've got 8 blocks of stores downtown. Every store almost has a loft or a studio potential apartment above it. Why not utilize those? Why not look at infill development with what we already have, rather than going and starting to push some bulldozers in, starting to push some dirt? There's a lot of empty buildings downtown, a lot of empty potential studio apartments downtown. There's a lot of folks in Lexington 17 miles away. We need to get them down here. The first thing I think of, and when we talk about downtown Paris, I'm talking about the business corridor, main downtown mercantiles that have been there for, my Lord, since the late 1800s. Classic buildings just waiting to be restored. So number one is, let's see how we can vision a strategy to bring those buildings back to life and put new businesses in. The next portion of that is leadership. In order to do this, we're going to have leadership. We're going to have a strategy to bring any of these plans online, and we're going to have a cheerleader. I'm sorry, but we're going to have a cheerleader to push these things through. Well, I'm really not privy to a whole lot of information other than what probably what the general population is on that program, and what the possibilities are. I think if I was looking at it and looking at it from the outside, I look at it as a tourism mecca. I look at it as a potential to bring tourism and tourists, more tourists, back to Bourbon County. If a dancing bear on Main Street would bring tourists back, I'd be in favor of that. So anything that will bring tourists to Bourbon County, I'm all for it. I think number one is housing. Everyone talks about housing, and it's not just in Paris, it's in Bourbon County. We need more rooftops, generates more tax dollars. We need more people under those roofs that generate spending dollars. It's hard to bring a restaurant of any substantial means to a location where you don't have the population to feed that restaurant. So I'm really thinking that that those kind of issues, when it comes to housing, whether it's new service, whether it's infield, whether it's urban, whether it's new subdivisions, it's something that we really, really, really need to look at and move ourselves forward. Number one's got to be housing. That's what everyone talks about. We need rooftops. Rooftops generate tax dollars. Rooftops bring families. Families bring spending dollars. Spending dollars bring businesses. So it's a win-win situation for us, whether it's urban revitalization, whether it's infield development, whether it is subdivisions on new plats of land. Whatever, we need to bring folks to Bourbon County. There's jobs here, and folks are actually having to live outside of the county, travel quite some distance to get to those jobs. Number two, I'm a retired firefighter, retired paramedic from Lexington. So the fire service, police service, public safety, public employees, near and dear to my heart. So the one thing, excuse me, that we really need to look at is taking care of our public employees, everybody here in the city of Paris. So we need to be able to generate those tax dollars, bring more folks to the community, and pay our firemen, pay our policemen, pay our public workers from those increased tax dollars.